For early humans, one discovery changed everything. Fire. A small, trembling version of the sun held in human hands. And nothing was ever the same. Fire changed everything. It pushed back darkness. Night was no longer absolute. It head off predators, turned danger into distance, and hostile night into shelter. But more than warmth and protection, fire changed the human mind itself. It allowed food to be cooked, unlocking energy the body could not access before. And with that, the brain began to grow. Fire did not just extend life, it expanded thought. And it gave early humans something new. Time. Time after darkness. Time to remain. Time to watch. Time to think. And in that extended stillness, something began to shift. Not outside, but within. Beyond the firelight, the world was still not fully safe. But the sky could strike back. Lightning split trees in half. Thunder shook the ground beneath them. Storms arrived without warning, erasing certainty. And sometimes, fire fell from above. The same force they controlled could return from the sky. To early humans, the sky was not empty. It was alive, unpredictable, powerful, unfathomable. And slowly, a question began to rise. What governs the sky? And so they began to look up. They traced the movement of the sun as a living calendar of survival. They watched the moon shift through invisible cycles, marking time without words. They watched the stars return, night after night, unchanged across generations. Even in chaos below, there was rhythm above. The sun always returned. The moon always changed. The stars always reappeared. And from this repetition, the first structure of meaning began to form. Not yet belief, but pattern recognition. The earliest form of human science. At first, this was survival. Knowing when seasons would change, when migration would begin, when food would disappear or return. But slowly, observation became something more. Wonder, curiosity, reflection. And as the human brain evolved in symbolic capacity, something new emerged. The ability to assign meaning to what is seen. Deep inside ancient caves, the first traces of symbolic consciousness appear. Animals painted on stone walls, not in daylight, but in deep darkness. Bison, horses, lions, bears. Caves were not ordinary spaces. They were liminal environments between safety and unknown. And only firelight revealed what was hidden. Why go there at all? Why descend into darkness to leave images few would ever see? Among these images, another appears. Handprints, not drawn, but revealed. A hand placed against stone, pigment blown around it. What remains is absence, a negative space, a preserved moment of existence, a message without words. I was here. These images suggest something profound. Humans were no longer only reacting to the world. They were now interpreting it. Not just survival, but inner arrival. Not just instinct, but meaning. And fear did not disappear. It transformed into curiosity, into reflection, into wonder. And in that transformation, something awakens. A quiet realization that a visible world may not be all there is. Not yet gods, not yet religion, but symbolic consciousness emerging fully. A mind that can now hold invisible ideas, a presence not understood, a pattern not explained, a depth not yet reached. And within that depth, something stirs, a spark of meaning that reaches beyond survival. The divine spark, not seen, but felt, not doctrine, not belief, but awareness that within human consciousness itself there lives a capacity to sense meaning beyond survival, a spark that never fully disappears. But that awakening was not the end, because something deeper was coming, not from the sky, but from the mind itself. Something unseen was beginning to take hold of human consciousness. And from this point onward, everything would slowly begin to change. In the next episode, we explore the moment humans encountered something they could not escape. Not the fear of the world, not the fear of the sky, but the fear of their own disappearance. The realization that one day they will not exist. And perhaps that fear still lives within us now. Because every human life still walks the same path. Every love, every loss, every goodbye, and somewhere deep within us, the ancient fear remains that one day those we love, and even we ourselves, will disappear. Remember, the divine lives within you. Until then, keep seeking, keep listening to the quiet voice within.